Peace, everyone. I am Joy Allen of the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty, and I am here today, and the topic is polygamy. We're talking about it part two, and in case you missed it, the part one is in the description below. It's streamed on Crumb TV. It's streamed on my platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Right now, today, part two, we are streaming on my platforms, the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty on YouTube, as well as my Facebook channel. We're supposed to be on there. Apologies. I rescheduled last Thursday because a few hours before we were going live, I had bumped my back of my head, so I was feeling some kind of way, and I didn't want to come on here looking some kind of way. So anyway, yeah, I failed to re-add in my Facebook page, so but it's okay. Either way, I'm here today discussing polygamy, and I have a guest here again. So if you missed part one, it's in the description below. Today I have a guest, and he'll be here to introduce himself to you. I will be basically taking notes. If you know me, you know I'm a student, and polygamy is a topic that I do not know much about. When people speak about it, I listen. I have my views, and some of those views I have shared on part one, which was 2 Thursdays ago. And tonight, of course, me, known for busting up all lies, I'll have something to share today as well. And along the way, I have now I had a part. The very first time I discussed polygamy on the platform was last year, probably in the fall, with Mother Matriarch Salima Ellis. Peace to her. And so now I was approached from the masculine side to discuss it as well. So we first discussed what the ladies, the matriarchs, had to say a few weeks ago. Today we're listening to the patriarch, what the masculine energy has to say. Again, along the way, for part one, I offered, if anyone wants to talk about this, you want to be on part two, should it be a part two? Connect with me, we'll talk about it. So I've had some people, they'll be on future shows. I plan for this polygamy topic to be a series because there's so much to talk about just from my perspective, and me not knowing so much and definitely being a student of this topic. I have my pen and paper ready, take notes. My guest is here in the studio, and bring him in with me now. So I have guests lined up for future broadcast on this topic. I also have comments. People have left me messages. We'll address those as well today if we have time. And right now, I want to say he knows a lot about this topic, so we'll hear a lot from him this evening, depending on what time zone you want. But we'll hear a lot from him. Right now, before I introduce him, I'm going to address some that are in the audience. We have Kai Creatress here from her YouTube channel, Speaking Peace. Peace to you as well. And Biblos, Islam, speaking from YouTube as well. We have the universal humanitarian himself here, my brother El Moore. He's speaking peace, and I speak peace to you as well. Good to see you here. Black Love 17 from YouTube says good evening all. Peace to you. I'm glad to see you here as well. I've not seen your name here. I don't recall. So it's good to see you if you're new. And we definitely would like to have you back. And definitely if you have something you want to share, comment, put it in the comments. We'll address it. And I appreciate everyone for doing that as well. Cherie Reed, El Messiah Code, speaking peace. I shade to the family. Peace to you as well. And Islam, Moabite Islam. All right. Now I would like for the guest to introduce himself. If you would tell everyone who you are and where we can find you, that'd be great. Peace, brother.
Peace and love. Hope all is well. Grand day, grand night, whatever it is in your perspective areas. Some people call me Rain Bronx or Rain Bronx. You can find me there on Facebook whenever they don't report me or whenever they're not blocking me or tagging me or whatever hack or flagging my page. Or you can find me on the YouTube Spiritual Coaching with Rain, Rein. And I appreciate your time, and I appreciate the platform, and I appreciate you as well, Queen.
Gratitude. Now, you brought this topic to me as something you wanted to discuss on the platform. So I was like, yeah, I'll invite you over. Let's do it. It was probably a 6-month period before I got to you. I have things going on. So I'm glad you were still around once I was able to schedule you for this topic. So could you tell us right now what your primary goal or primary what I'm trying to say reason is for coming here today? What is it that you want us to know about polygamy before we leave here today?
Well, overall, it's a grand awakening to it because it's a lot of different groups on different platforms and different events that they're doing as well. So it's sort of like a new trend or a new fad that's happening, so to speak. So it's with every new thing you got to kind of put a little bit of organization or perspective on it, to whomever has the experience or the variable of people that have the experience to be able to shed a little light on the questions of unfamiliarity.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Um, go ahead.
oh, no, go ahead. I'll just go ahead. I thought you want to just go all the way, just keep going.
No, right quick before you continue. So
Okay.
you mentioned it being
Okay.
right now. It's not new. Polygamy is not new. Um, but you
No,
mentioned
not at
it
all.
being
It's not.
yeah, you mentioned it being a trend and a fad. And for me, one of the drawbacks I have for it is recognizing that yeah, some people, from what I see, because I don't know much, but from what I see, they are trenders. They're just going along with it because it seems to be the thing right now. Um, and so then that makes the that makes polygamy look, it shines a bad light on it, because then if you're about that life, then you have to like deal with the trendsetters, the fad people a certain kind of way. And it's like they'll one day realize that they are not really what they think they're signing up for, and they'll just trail off. They'll fade out. Could we talk about those trendsetters? So, well, they're followers. They're not trendsetters, but can we talk about those people right quick?
Hmm. You of course on the previous show you have tears. Like I say, some of us, it's a large majority that just came out of like either a church type of thing or some type of religious type of thing, and they may have be just now tapping into a certain level of spirituality, and then now they're at this type of
Your
juncture,
audio's breaking up in
or
parts.
it's been questions out of most women of I hate, but men
Rain, can you hear me?
once I on this or the go case is okay. Can you hear me, Queen?
I can hear you breaking up in parts.
Yes. Yes.
So are you able to leave out and come back in? Let's try that again, because your line is not clear.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So while he makes adjustments, because I cannot hear you. Okay, he's gonna make some adjustments. So what I'm going to do is share a comment from part one, and I told this person that I would address this in the next segment, which is today. Phoenix Jean 444 under the YouTube channel says currently there is no benefit for polygyny. The purpose of polygyny was to repopulate the earth in times of disaster and war. It developed into a culture where men trafficked young girls and raped. So that's something I told him we'd talk about it when Rain comes back. We'll address that as well. Now, for me, myself, hold on here. You here with me? So while he does that, for me, myself, there are 9 reasons where not only just in the polygamy community, but in all types of communities. Rain? Rain. Okay, so in all types of communities, I have 9 reasons why I say people cannot build properly, to where I myself cannot join their community. And these are the 9 reasons. Your audio and your video is disrupted.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go to another area. I apologize.
You good?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you great now. Okay, did you hear the comment I read about there's no benefit for polygyny? The purpose was to repopulate the earth in times of disaster and war. It was developed into a culture where men traffic and rape young girls. Can we talk about that?
Do you want me to elaborate? Or?
Oh, and you know what? Before we do that.
Oh, okay.
Before we do that.
Unfortunately.
Before we do that. Okay, in the part 1, the title is polygamy, but I keep seeing people use the word polygyny. Can you tell me the difference between the two? And then comment on the no benefit for polygyny. And it was only used to repopulate the earth and developed into a culture where men trafficked and raped young women, young girls. I'm listening.
Okay. All right. After they trap and rape young girls. Okay. Now you say which one you want me to go on first?
Tell me the differences between polygamy and polygyny. Okay. Why does the topic say polygamy in the title, but people keep saying polygyny?
Okay, polygamy is just like in general the umbrella. So you have polygamy is just kind of like the umbrella of it. Then you have right under that you have the different tiers. You have polygyny, that's one man, multiple women. Polyandry, you have one woman, multiple men, or multiple. You have the co-ed. You kind of have multiple women. So police like or honesty grab roll. Just people.
Okay. Bronx, your video, your audio is disrupted.
They will not.
I need you to go out, come back in. Okay, he'll come out. He'll do that again. So, all right. To answer my question, I heard polygamy is the umbrella. And the tiers under the umbrella is the polygyny, polyandry, just the different sections of the overall. Polygamy is just the umbrella as like a general overall statement. All right, so back to the 9 reasons why I say the communities right now that we are attempting to develop cannot build. We have number 1, finances versus idea. Now, people, ideas. So I see the communities and they want to get together. And of course, they know it takes money to do that. And the thing is, with all of the things that is on the agenda for the communities, I don't see the finances being handled properly and or present to be able to support the ideas of the community. And I'm gonna leave that there. Reason number 2, communication. We all know that there are issues with communication across the board on some level. It's mostly just verbal. Well, I don't say mostly. Verbal is an issue, verbal communication. And there's a lot of times I read, and you probably heard me say this before, there's this book called The 4 Agreements. In the 4 Agreements, it talks about how somebody can say something a certain way, but they don't mean it that way. But you took it that way based on who you are. So based on how somebody says something, the listener interprets it in their way. Now, then what they can do is turn and have a conversation with the deliverer of the message, and they can conversate and open the conversation to where they can receive the message from the deliverer, remove away the receiver, can remove what they think they heard. So they have to put themselves aside to anywhere near fully receive the message that the deliverer has presented. Now, so in another misconception about communication, with communication, a lot of times some of us think that language is a barrier. So someone speaks a different language from you is a barrier. That's not the case. There are a lot of ways we can communicate without even speaking. We have body language. We have all types of ways we can communicate with each other. We sense things. We feel things. So we can sense when we walk in a room something is wrong. Nobody has to say anything. We sense that. So a misconception is that because we speak English, we all know what each other is saying. That's not the case. Just because we're using these words, the same set of words from this English language, based on who you are, when you're saying it, you're delivering a message that someone else may not be able to receive because they are not you. So they don't know the way you're perceiving things. They don't know. And a lot of times the way we say stuff is based on our environment, our upbringing also. So if I'm just leaving it at that. Miscommunication is an issue and with building. So a lot of times, because things weren't communicated properly, it prevents the communities from building properly. Next, there is a private versus public life. In the public, the community will present certain things. Everyone does not know how to keep it private. Some things in the community you keep private. So, for example, on the previous part 1 of this series, someone in the comments made a comment about how we are discussing this for the other people to see and other people to know our business. No, we're discussing it. And bottom line, I promise you, when we get off these videos, when these cameras shut down, and when everybody goes back to their home, and even if it's a community that you're going to in a polygamy community, when you go in there and you shut the door, it's not being televised. So it don't matter what we share with them and they listening in. End of the day, they still don't know what we're doing. and we're going to follow that, fall back on the communication. A lot of times we can say and do stuff, they don't know what we really saying and doing. We have things that they term slang, or and we look in the Urban Dictionary. They got to look in the Urban Dictionary to even know what we talking about. By the time they catch up with that, we done create a whole nother language, a dialect, and we on communicating on something else. So they always behind the times. They have been. That's why we've always been in the position we are, and they look to us. Anything they know, we know they got from us. So they're not going to take what we have here in the public and know our business in the private. I'm going to leave that there and get back to my 9 reasons later. Rain, if you would, I'm glad you're back. Your video is looking good, so I'm thinking your audio would be great too. So yeah, we got the polygamy and polygyny issue together. So yeah, can we talk about the polygyny is not necessary? It was just used.
Yes, unfortunately, some men of power, or what we would call of power, in different, they did use it in an inappropriate way, or an unorganized way, or an evil way. So it is an unfortunate thing. And then you have another side where the Europe, I think more so the European side, where it was more so incest. So then you have that side. So yes, unfortunately, just like with any type of thing with power, you have to know that that's important and know how to use it and be responsible and accountable, and not get drunk with it. So yes, absolutely, it was unfortunately people that partake in the lifestyle. But at the same time, as we were coming up, to add on what you were saying, Queen, as we were coming up, we would attach words, we would attach two words, because that's how the mind kind of works. So when we were hearing the word cheating a lot, we wasn't hearing the word polygamy a lot. Most people, in most circles, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't hearing the word polygamy a lot, or any of the sort. So even with associates or neighborhood children, parents, or anybody. So the only word we were hearing was, you cheated on this, you cheated in a relationship, you cheated on a test, you cheated in this. You see what I'm saying? So we kind of didn't have Uncle Ray, Ron, or whoever, you know what I'm saying, to break down, okay, look, you have monogamy, you have, what I'm saying, that's, and then, okay, once again, I apologize to keep going over it. From what I understand, monogamy was constructed for the wealthy to stay wealthy, the wealthy to marry into wealthy, just kind of like the Coming to America type of thing, where two royal families, it was the exchange of assets and wealth. We just kind of celebrate the commercialized version of monogamy. So when I think of monogamy now that I've been, awakened to, it's not necessarily one man, one woman. It was more so constructed for assets, longevity, thriving, bloodline, and things of that nature. Okay, so on a lower scale, like I say, unfortunately, as far as the polygyny not needed, in most areas, there's a shortage of quality men, and there's more women than men. Okay, unfortunately. And now we also, and I'm not disrespecting anyone, we also forget the percentage of women that we call studs. Like we kind of forget that they're women. You see what I'm saying? Because we kind of, you know, kind of threw them away. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really associate them as women most of the time. So you have a lot of different population. That's an overwhelming amount. Now, if you go through different tiers of it, as far as the lower level, when I say lower level, I mean maybe the unskilled, untrained, the one that may be on the streets, lost, prostituting, stray, whatever type of thing is going on. You have those amount of women. Then when you go up a little more, you have the women that have a little gig. They might be a single mother, maybe. You see what I'm saying? You have an overwhelming amount of single mothers, unfortunately. then unfortunately we have an agenda against the men and the boys. They starting kind of young, very, very young. We're seeing more emasculization of young boys, especially with the more eyes that you can see as far as like the D Wades and stuff like that. When you can see it on a bigger scale, then you'll get a kind of a clearer picture of what I'm saying. But we have a shortage in most cases of quality men for all of these women. I'm telling you, you can go on any dating site. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about quality, okay? So unfortunately, most of us know the agendas that's against most of the youth, most of the just men, masculine energy in general, okay? So now now as far as it would build more of, it would help more of women that are single, because most women have situations where they've been single so long or by themselves so long, or there hasn't been a balance there so long, and they've had multiple children or one child or whatever have you. And I've seen it to where women can't even go to the bathroom. They don't have a break to take a shower. Like they don't have a break to do, like they don't have a balance there. Okay. And then I see with couples, I see couples that are overwhelmed because why is the divorce rate high? Why is a lot of people quitting on relationships? I'm not gonna say who it is. I'm not gonna say which side it is. You see what I'm saying? I let people do their research on that. But why has this been going on for so long? Okay. Now is it really cheating? Okay. It's not really cheating. It's just people are embracing. I feel like people are just doing polygamy unorganized, and then we're just calling it cheating, but it's just polygamy unorganized. If a woman cheats on a man with another man, that's polyandry. Simply, if a man cheats on his woman with another woman, that's polygyny. Simply, now it's unorganized, yes, absolutely. But as far as it being, cheating, I just feel like it's more so people exploring their polygamous nature unknowingly, and we just attach the word cheating to it over the years. Now, as far as the economical side, if we finally get the economics and we get beyond the sex, and now again, okay, let's touch on this. Yes, you have people that have different desires. Whatever your desire, like you just said, to add on to that, whatever your desires is behind your closed doors or your castle or whatever have you, that's what you do. That's what you rock with. Okay. I can't, I'm unable to dictate, okay, well, this is how you should run your situation if you were to want to explore this type of opportunity. So that's just your thing. You see what I'm saying? I just leave that at that. Um, I just want us to come together more organized, because they make money off of our chaos and our disorder. As far as the child support court, as far as a lot of different things, they make a lot of different revenue off of unorganized relationships, off of you got the show Cheaters. I mean, you have a lot of different ways that they love it being unorganized. You see what I'm saying? So why not approach a woman that he or the guy may be seeing? If you know the guy's seeing someone, why, like they say, why not be a queen? Everybody want to be a queen, right? So why not handle it like a queen, approach a woman, and then see if it's able to be approachable like that, and if it's able to be worked out. Now, is that masculine energy worthy of that type of process? Now you have women that have been cheated on, what they call cheated on a lot, unfortunately. Okay. So now what happens is, if they're still with this person, then they're going to have struggles um, absorbing this type of information, because they're going to feel threatened, because they already were pre-threatened, because that person was already probably doing some type of I would say infidelity, okay, anyway, or some type of dishonest actions anyway. So a lot of times, in most cases, this is off the table anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because most people are either what? They're either single, right? They're on the brink of being single, or it's like it's kind of off limits topic, and we've been doing it for so long. Okay, I go back. My grandpappy, he was my grandmother, but he had a younger woman. They didn't describe it as no polygamy. It was described as cheating. So now I gotta have animosity towards my grandpa because nobody's really able to. Nobody knows about this. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. It's not of any type of in anybody's mental. You see what I'm saying? So now I have to get hostility as a younger youth towards whoever it was. Uncle is a cheater. My brother's whoever it was, I had to feel like this sort of animosity towards them because it wasn't really that, it was never that side. It was never that presented. Even if I didn't want to entertain it, it still was never presented. Now, most people attach monogamy to Adam and Eve, right? Now, that's before we, we get a little bit more knowledge. But most of us, unfortunately, attach monogamy to the Adam and Eve story. Okay, so they didn't, and most places they don't tell you about. I wasn't aware of all of these people in the Bible, all of these masculine energies in the Bible that had multiple women. See, like there wasn't any polarity. There wasn't any polarity of knowledge there for me to make a critical decision. I feel like I'm doing someone wrong, but I'm really not for real. But I just don't have the awareness to know that I'm not. And I'm not able to articulate it. And no one else around me is able to articulate this information. In most cases.
So right quick.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So right quick, I'm thanking you because so far I got 9 reasons that communities have issues building. And I've listed 3. I shared 3 so far. Yeah. And the 4th one you've actually just touched on, which is the communities that the communities that are attempting to be formed or are formed are not generational communities. Because you spoke on your grandfather. The communities, they're not going past the next generation. The children are coming up, they're exposed to the outside world, and their interests are just not the same as the founding fathers of these communities. So the only way I can see building being done in communities, I'm not even talking about just polygamy, is to know that the next generation will support all of the work that's been put in to break the ground on these communities. Now, a question with your grandfather, that relationship. Did the grandmother know? That's a question in the comments. Did the grandmother know what it was?
Yep. I mean, I ain't gonna say she knew what it was. She ain't agree, but he was just, again. That's why I say I'm awkward in this type of dimension at this moment because I was around a lot of masculine energy. My pops was in the army, and my grandpappy was real stern and just kind of a military and the postal. So I had a lot of structure. But yeah, matter of fact, I'll do you one better. He brought her to the crib with my grandmother there. And this is how vivid I remembered it. This is why I say children will remember shit. Okay. I was about 8. I give it 8. I give it that. Maybe. Okay. I remember him, and this is like I say, unfortunately. She walked in and she had a younger daughter. Okay. Now I give this woman, I don't want to get into age. I know when most women not come to age, but she was married maybe 40 something, and my pop's about 72. You see what I'm saying? And she came in the door. My grandmother said, well, I think someone said, why is she here or something? And then he just said, she here because I want her to be. And then now he's about 6'3", 6'4". Wow. And she's about 5'1". You feel what I'm saying? And ready to rock. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, and like this person saying, no disrespect, but sounds disrespectful towards your grandmother.
Yeah.
Because I'd be ready to rock too with my 5'3" self. We rocking. Ain't no ready. We rocking.
Down to me though. Nobody, my brothers, I had a lot of people around in that moment. My auntie was there, my grandma was there, of course my grandma, her daughter, my mother, a couple of my cousins, everybody, some people, a lot of people there. So I'm like, okay, well, what was that just happened? You know what I'm saying? Just in front of me type of shit. You know, I had a grandpappy so old school. Now I don't know what you would call this or whatever. He during when we doing that holiday stuff, he would be at the head of the table, and he got his revolver sitting at the table. He ate at the head of the table with his gun on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Now I seen all this when now again, this is all when I'm young. You feel me? Coming through. So I'm not getting explained to anything. So now I'm like Shahrazad Ali would say, I'm unprepared to date any woman for real, because now I'm thinking, polygamy was practiced in elementary school because what? You had multiple people you gave little gifts to, multiple little crushes. You know what I'm saying? Multiple people you wanted to kind of deal with and not deal with.
Hold on. No, one more time again. I did not do that. I did not do that. So I've been out the loop.
My bad.
I've always been out the loop.
My bad, audience. Well, people,
and I didn't never get why people did that. I'm like, how you gonna like more than one person like that? I'm just saying. I even in grade school as a child, when I seen people do that and run around the playground behind different little couples of people, groups, little numbers of people, I'd be like, how do you just? I'm supposed to be on the playground playing. I'm sitting up there at a young age analyzing the playground. I'm checking everybody out. It's always what I do. Like, how do you just run from her? You go and run up to this next one and kiss her on the cheek and hand her a flower. You know, then you run across that way and do the same thing over there. And the little girls the same way too. They run up and kiss a little boy and run. You know, go run up and talk to another one and kiss him on the cheek. I was like, what is wrong with y'all? First of all, me, I watched them. They sit and snot in class all day. Hold on, right quick. They sit in class all day and they snotting and they wiping their face this way, so all the snot don't went this way and dried up, and you run up on them on the playground, kiss them on the cheek. I just got issues with. I always have. I got like this 6 foot distance rule from the gate. Forget COVID. That's just way I've been. Like, do you know what he was just doing 5 minutes ago? People is just foul, even in adulthood. Some of y'all need to watch what y'all doing. They be running up on people like you come home to your partner and you just run up and y'all real quick hit an intimate moment and you kissing and things on body parts. You don't know what they were just doing. They might not have the opportunity to get to the bathroom and wash their hands, but you want them. All I'm saying, I'm gonna stop right there. Go ahead and finish your playground setup for me.
No. Yeah, no. I'm gonna jump over that to that so I can add on. Now, like I was saying, when I was getting my RV fixed, I had to stay in different hotels a lot, because I was just getting out of the traditional way of living. So I was seeing a lot of different night activity that most people probably just don't see. Okay. So I saw different prostitution. I saw the trannies, which that means it's men. Okay. Ladies, I love you, but honey bunny, sugar lumps. Okay. It is some men that y'all are with. Okay. And they out here fucking I apologize. Doing whatever they're doing with a tranny. Okay. Or they're dressing up as them part-time, okay? I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you now. I'm like, now when you said about you don't know what they're doing, like you literally, depending on the individual, you literally don't know what they're doing. And then I give you another one. I forgot it don't matter about the room number. I was next door to a young white chick that was tricking. She was one of the little Instagram, whatever, little shorty, whatever. So the person that was coming to see me, she say, it was 3 dudes that just came out of shorty next door room. You feel what I'm saying? And then they had work clothes on. So now that was three men right there. I guess what they would say, running a train, right? On a quick whoever it was, and then now they gonna put their work clothes on or whatever. And I'm not doing this to say don't trust nobody, because at the end of the day, I keep saying it's beyond the money, it's beyond a lot of the material things. It's a person's moral compass. You know what I'm saying? It's their integrity, it's their discipline, it's how they gonna handle you, it's how they gonna handle the next individual coming in. It's okay, most of the time, does that masculine energy have a plan? We keep yelling. I know they say money, okay, but you have to have a plan for the money, okay? You gotta have a plan for the money. I know we keep
That
skipping
was
the
my
step.
number one reason. When you left out, that was my number one reason. A plan for the money. It don't match up, that's a problem.
Yeah,
So I'm glad
because
you touched
now
on
it's
that.
like, okay, I don't want to tear down no groups, but it's a lot of different, on the book or whatever, and most people is sexual driven, and then you get a sprinkle of, yo, I'm really trying to build and things. So, okay, if the masculine energy or the couple, but if the masculine energy doesn't have a plan for the financial future to facilitate whatever it is you're requesting. You see what I'm saying? So regardless of the amount of money that he's making, how is his money habits? How is his money discipline? How is his financial literacy? You know what I'm saying? Now, yes, you can facilitate that. It may be a queen that come in and she's an accountant or she does books. Yes, that could be facilitated. Okay. But we have to look at the masculine energy that's involved in that, because that's going to be an important piece. Yes, the women getting along, that's very important. That is. But as far as the masculine energy, what's the overall plan? What's our five? Okay, now, do our parenting styles mix? See, I go really in detail with this stuff. Okay, I might be a parent that has structure with my children, and they have a bedtime and all that, and then this person, or we do, or we a couple or whatever, and then now this person's coming in, and we didn't discuss, okay, parenting styles. Does your children have bedtimes? Are they, have you discussed this with them? I ask a lot of women that. Have you discussed this? Because I see a lot of women in the groups. There's a lot of women in the groups. I'm single, I'm ready, I'm single, I'm ready. But you got children. Have you even this now, if they're of age where you can discuss it with them, but if they're of age where you can discuss it with them, have you discussed that? Okay. And have you analyzed and looked at, what's going on? Okay, what things have I been doing as a parent figure or a parent that may interfere with the success of what's going on in this new endeavor? Because now it's most people are just taking a leap because they're so unfamiliar. It's a new toy, it's a new feeling, it's something
But you
new.
know
I
what?
got you.
Right
There's
quick,
nothing wrong with that.
even with them taking a leap, when you
Yeah.
even if you call yourself organized and knowledgeable of a situation, you still gonna get there and find out some things that you need to grow on. So even people who leap, when they get there, there's somebody that should be there to catch them and make them aware of things and get all of that straightened up and structured before they just let them on in a relationship. And then you have things like ex sister wives and all that stuff. Um, Before we go into that, I want to share something here. Speaking, because we spoke about generational, and right now there seems to be a generational trend going on in this community that I'm about to tell you about. Also, with this picture that I'm about to share, to me, this looks like it's under the polygamy umbrella. There's three people in this photo, child. Now, I just need to know what is up with this situation right here. It don't say polygamy, but somewhere this should say polygamy. So to me, also at the same time, as I just mentioned, there's things they get from us. They copy what we do. They put them as trends and fads and things they're going through. The whole LGBTQ plus all them.
I didn't know you wanted to
It'd
go
be a
there. I
sad
didn't know
case if
you
they
wanted to
could.
go there.
It'd be a sad case if there was anything they could do better than us, it would be this right here. The saying is, it takes a community, it takes a village to raise a child. We can't even get together more than sometimes the parents can't even stay together and raise a child, let alone think about a village. And right here, is this what that LGB film coming to, is creating villages for a child? Can we talk about this
Okay,
right
now.
here, right quick?
Okay, I didn't even know you wanted me to go over there because I didn't know what type of audience you
Let's go
had.
over
Okay.
there. We got the type
Okay.
audience to where we don't care. Let's talk about it.
Okay, now I did a while back I was talking about it. Unfortunately, they blocked me out of a lot of the polygamy. I did a live called The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Now I was saying that, like you were saying, they'll blend unfortunately, you have the LBGT, they're blending what they're doing in and then labeling it the polygamy thing. Or you have swingers and it's one big orgy and they're labeling it as polygamy. You see what I'm saying? So
Do you see
unfortunately,
the
yes.
speaking of labels, right quick, did you see this label? They have it labeled thruple. Is that thruple, as in couple, three, thruple?
That's what
Yeah.
that that came up by the Porter family. It's a young polygynous family that was called a throuple, and that word was just going around. That's three people in a couple. But of course, yes, unfortunately, we show we actually show a lot, and like you say, we give the answers to a lot of the tests, and they just put their own spin on it. That's all. They just put their own spin on whatever okay, if they say, like, just like I was saying about, it's people that swingers or whatever, right? So they'll say, okay, I want to do something maybe a little more organized, but I still want to swing. So they'll do polyamory. So that'll be something perfect for them. You feel me? That's why they have this term called unicorn. Now, a unicorn is pretty much a free spirited, for the most part, a free spirited woman that's pretty much there for the sex. Okay. For the most part, unfortunately. So now, can I go a little bit on, unfortunately, that's what I was talking about earlier about the agenda, and then it was knocking down the quality. And then on top of that, if you have women that want multiple men, then okay, now if it's more women than men, now it's still making a deficit. It's not fixing the deficit. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm gonna just leave that there. You know what I'm saying? So I gave somebody a little example. I say, if you had 20 women maybe stranded on an island with maybe 10 men, okay, now you could easily do a polygamous or polygynous situation. You do 2 women per man, okay? That would be an easy fix for the most part, okay? But out of those 20 women, unfortunately, 3 to 5 will want more than one man, even though they know it's a deficit, okay? They still will want more than one man, unfortunately. Now, you have some women that may not even know love. They may not know a man's touch. They were what we would call back in the days, the girls that were less popular. You see, and most of the time, sometimes they grow up and be beautiful, right? And then sometimes they still grow up and be still less popular, right? Okay, so all these women know they have homegirls that's a little less, you know, popular when they go out on girls' night, and the dudes is checking for not really them a little more than you. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so that's what I mean. So it'll definitely help as far as a lot of the drama that I see, that I'ma pull up, I gotta check somebody's phone, I gotta lie. All I'm saying is, whatever we're doing, let's just do it organized. Say what you mean what you say. And
Exactly.
that's why a number one thing I will always say, I don't like to go on dates because most people send their representative. They don't never really tell you what it really is. You see what I'm saying? So I don't really fancy dates that often. So as far as the
Hold on,
economical side.
right quick. You said you don't go on dates because they send their representatives. What's a representative? You talking you talking about polygamy?
No. I mean, when I say somebody sends their representative, I mean they usually don't be their real self. They're trying to impress you. So they're usually not really their real self. They're just this other
I got
alter
you.
ego self.
I got you.
And
Mm-hmm.
as far as
Okay.
the economic side, unfortunately, I listen to a lot of Dr. Boyce Watkins. He's on my timeline heavy. I listen to a lot of Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Anderson. He's always there. So economically, unfortunately, overall, we're hurting and we're behind. Okay, a lot of people are underpaid, undertrained, undervalued, whatever have you. Okay, a lot of people want to start businesses and entrepreneurship. If we look at this thing as okay, if we get past the sex, if we just get past the damn sex, and then look, okay, I'm gonna put a good spin on sex. Okay, sacred energy exchange. If it's all high vibrational people, the sex will be phenomenal and beneficial. Okay. If it's all high vibrational individuals. All right. So all I'm saying is, unfortunately, every realm that
Right
comes back.
quick.
Go ahead.
So being speaking about sex and the high vibration energy. So we know that women are receptors and men are the plug-ins. So where is the man going that he has to have multiple plug-ins to be spiritually higher, and the woman herself just has the one, what I mean? Can we talk about that? Why he get to go
Okay.
so many places on this higher frequency and the woman just got the one connection?
Okay. Now, the way things are set up now, you have women that have a lot more higher drives, and they're gonna want multiple men. But as far as most men, most melanated men, most of the time, if they're right and exact or somewhat right and exact, they have a high sex drive. Now, some picture has been painted that it's always the woman that wears the man out in the bedroom. Oh, it's always the men. The men can't, they can't hang with us. Okay, but sometimes now it is some dudes, the power of the phallus. You know what I'm saying? We gotta examine the power of the phallus, because a lot of women have homegirls that's what we call on the lower level, street level, dickmatized. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta talk about the power of the phallus sometime, okay? So all I'm saying is, usually he has a higher sex drive, okay? And now when he wants something new, in most cases, it's either this happening. Okay, if I'm in a religious setting, it's against my such and such religion, or if it's a Muslim or Islamic, they might actually promote it. You see what I'm saying? Islam, things of that nature. So it depends, Hebrew, it depends on where you are. You see what I mean? But if it's the traditional stuff that most people are used to, it's going to be shunned upon. So again, I told somebody, and I know this is a little bit off, but I was talking about the value of virginity, as far as telling the youth that it's okay to be a virgin, and the value of it on both ends and both sexes and things of that nature. I was saying on the boys' end, most of the time we were pushed to have sex because most women, most, not all, the ones that we most of the time wanted didn't want us because we didn't have that experience. And then if we was around certain homies, you know what I'm saying, they, saying the stuff they say, you feel what I'm saying? And then we see some older elders at the barbershop or wherever, and now I saw my brother with multiple women. You know what I'm saying? I saw, like, and they was all right. They were getting along. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I saw so many different polarities. I saw my grandpappy situation that was unorganized. I saw my brother that had multiple women. He was doing this, making decent money and all, but they all knew about each other. And then I seen multiple monogamous ups and downs. You see what I'm saying? And then I'm seeing that
No,
overwhelming amount of, huh?
no, I don't see what you're saying. So my
Okay.
question is this: it seems like if you gotta go to more than one place to go do something, you didn't get it all from the first place, so you're lacking, you're deficient, so you gotta go elsewhere. So are we saying, so it sounds like the man is deficient when he has to go different places. It's something that's not being filled. And at the same time, though, the woman is right there with this one plug-in, apparently with no deficiencies, because she don't go multiple places to be fulfilled. So why is the appearance of the man is deficient and the woman's not? Why is it man? Why?
I mean, I would beg to differ where I can't even say that, to where I can't say the woman's not deficient. You know, I've been hearing a lot of over a lot of years, women say the men not doing this, they not doing this in the bedroom, they're not performing. I mean, I remember back at one time you had an overwhelming amount of dudes selling blue pills. You see what I'm saying?
So does that mean the woman goes find some other plug-ins because she's deficient?
They've already been doing it. They already been doing it. It just hasn't been ever said. It's never been, you know what I mean? It's never just been said as that. Like when we saw a different person around or a different person at the cookout each time, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was never said on both ends. Women have been dealing with multiple men, whether it's been sugar daddy, you know, your work husband.
Well, I'm talking about in the polygamy relationships, in the polygamy title relationships. Yeah, okay, so
now on the
right quick question in the right quick in the polygamy umbrella, and you have the man with the wives, and say the wives are deficient, so they go over here and find other plugins. What is that name under the umbrella of polygamy? Is there a name for that? That's polyandry.
Yeah, that's the polyandry.
Okay. I thought polyandry was when the woman has multiple men, not, and then there's also the multiple women. It sounds like
polyandry.
Polyandry.
Polyandry. Yeah. You got polyandry, you got polyamory. That's the mixture that you was talking about. And then you have polygamy.
Goodness. Okay, so
polygamy is just the umbrella.
That's a big ass umbrella. Goodness. So how is it, let's say somebody don't know. They think they want polygamy, but then they find out that no, they need to be polyamory. Then there goes that broken relationship.
Now, unfortunately, okay, my bad.
Yeah, go ahead. I was trailing off. Go ahead for me.
Unfortunately, yes, you do have a lot of those instances. You know, in a lot of cases, yes, you do have a lot of people, like I was saying, they do have a trigger reaction. A lot of people do it for a necessity or just a need. Like, okay, I have an imbalance with my children. I need more help with them, and I need more people around. I mean, it just depends on the intentions of the party. It's unfortunately, it's hard for most monogamous things to stay together in a healthy fashion.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about on the rocks or we sleeping in separate rooms, or I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual happiness. You know what I'm saying? So
okay. So okay, so if there's problems with children, there's issues where you need more time and space with the children. Why is there a need for a second wife? Why they just don't get a babysitter or a nanny?
Because a lot of people are seeing on TV, a lot of women that watch TV still, they see these fucked up nannies. They see the goddamn nanny cams. They see the nannies beating the damn baby asses and all types of stuff and touching them and doing stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, just like people that are that like to have threesomes or menage a trois. Let's just say they like to do that. They might say, okay, I don't want to do that no more, have random people. I want to have somebody that's organized. And then on top of that, economically, if I had someone that was in home, I won't have to pay them You feel me? I got daycare high. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you got to pay this person, but we can have another woman friend. I tell people all the time, it's couples that talk about other couples, right? They'll say, well, Rhonda, or it's a couple that talk about their single girlfriends or whatever. Rhonda is fucked up or whatever. I'm like, I would always say, why you don't just help Rhonda out? You see what I'm saying? Or why don't y'all combine households? If people are really struggling, why don't you combine households, right? And then you may come together economically for one reason, okay, and then while you're around each other, it may develop into more. So it
So
just
if
depends.
so if
I apologize.
the households have struggle issues, why
Yeah,
combine into a one bigger issue? Why not
because
get your
if
issues straight?
well, most of the times people are in are dire need. Like I'm seeing a lot of homeless and a lot of situations going on in between the cracks that we probably can't all get to all of them. But I'm just saying, for the most part, a lot of people are struggling financially because they're not even making the cost of living where they even stay. So most people are already starting out economically behind, or they're underskilled. So now you have to say, okay, who do I align with? This variables. Now, let's say skill set. I could teach women organization, business, how to start different things, nutrition, knowledge of self, a variety of stuff. I can show them a variety of things that maybe they're not getting. You see what I'm saying? And then I have a woman that's open to that. And then she may have her thing. She may be a Reiki. She may have a lot of great stuff going on. You feel me? And then we bring her in. And then now I feel like we're cultivating a sister. You see what I'm saying? That's where I look at it. We're cultivating a sister as far as how energetically. I always look at the again sacred energy exchange is just an energy thing. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like you said, Queen, you most of the time you don't like really nobody in your private space, so affection would probably be off limits unless they reached a certain tier or track record of trust with you. You see what I'm saying? So it might
That's
be a
right. That's right.
so it might be a little bit more awkward at the beginning. You see what I'm saying? With some people, you see. So and then a lot of times, again, like you said, Queen, it depending on where people are in their journey. Now a lot of people really need God. I'm trying not to say women, okay, because I don't want it to keep, I don't want to get to into none of that. Most people need guidance, okay. It's a lot of women that need guidance, okay. They really, really, really do. They really do. They go into Kevin Samuels.
Most
I'm telling
people need guidance.
you, yes, most people. But I mean, when you look at the Kevin Samuels show, it's a lot of women. It's a lot
Look
of
at
women.
the Who show.
The guy Kevin, they know who I'm talking about in the comments. They know that dude Kevin, the relationship specialist. I ain't mad at him, but he has only women, like an only woman platform. It's a lot of them, and they pay to get in. You got to pay to get on the phone. You feel me? But I'm just saying, I study a lot of different stuff like these different people that's popping out, and then I'm like, damn, it's a lot of women that really need guidance. You know what I'm saying? Really. It was some girls that was 21, 18, and they were like trying to get guidance from a guy that's, he was saying you a little bit too young, for this discussion, but what do you have? He let a few of them in, but you had some as young as 18 trying to figure out, okay, well, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed? It's a lot of people that's untrained, and
Yeah,
they
there's
get and
some of us in the comments have not heard of Kevin Samuel.
okay, well, I don't want to blow the man up, but he's a relationship type of dude, relationship specialist, a guru or counselor or whatever have you. And he talks about high value men a lot and stuff like that. And the measure of a high value man. You would have to just check his footage out on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? I gave him a little plug, but yeah. So and you have a lot of different ones. You got Dr. BOA, you got the dude Jacario. It's a few dudes out here with the relationship and a few women. You got April Mason. You got a lot of different ones that I just be kind of peeking in on and studying. So like what I'm saying is, what I'm seeing is a lot of women and people are needing guidance, because a lot of men are reaching out to maybe a more experienced dude, mentality or whatever, to maybe what they say, stop simping or whatever have you. And then women are reaching out to maybe a more feminine, maybe energy, whoever it may be, and they may be seeking how to be more feminine, or how to balance my business and be feminine, or how do I, whatever they're doing. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, overall, what I'm saying is, it seems like a lot of people need guidance, right? But they're getting it, they're willing to pay strangers for the guidance, but then when they meet good people, they're not willing to open themselves up for the guidance. I don't be getting it. Like, a lot of people meet great energies all the time. Now, I've had people say, I've heard people say, well, someone was too nice, or, things of that nature. People will run a person off before they'll get guidance. Now, most people feel like when you say guidance, they feel like control. Okay. When I think of submit, because that's a big word in relationships. If you bring up, well, who submits in the relationship? Now, I'm going to give you two sides. Submission to me means cooperation, okay, to whatever's being presented, all right? Even if you're listening to something, you're submitting, okay? Let me get a little bit of water. Damn. And I feel like I look at submission as a balance. It's like like the salsa, the merengue, the bachata. It has to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? If there's not a balance, because my queen or queens may have more expertise in something. Like I say, once again, I may be just now getting into my entrepreneurship or something, and I have a queen that know how to do books. She knows, she already got a business started, or you see what I'm saying? So now, we got to open ourselves up to learn. Like, it's not a problem not knowing, but a lot of now we got to get to a lot of this too. Now, a
Excuse me
lot of
for
women. Go ahead.
a lot of women what? So we can hold that
A
spot.
lot of women, I feel, and they maybe not say it. The women that are what they call bisexual, right? I feel
Mhm.
like the women that aren't that are threatened by those women in most cases. And now, if they're in a relationship, they may feel threatened by that in most cases, but that's not articulated most of the time. But go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to know where you was going with that. So before we transfer to that, I want to say, before we transfer to that, I am saying, when it comes to relationship guidance,
Mm,
um, from my experience so far in this life,
mm,
I see that the best thing to do is to look into yourself. You have to be open enough to look at yourself, to know thyself.
mm,
The only expert on you is yourself. So then you have to find a way to communicate self to your partner. That's an
mm,
intimate, that's an intimate communication relationship. That's an intimate experience. At the
mm,
same time, it would happen on your partner's side as well. And then when you both can work out that communication with each other and be open enough to share yourself, then the other person can receive you. I think
mm,
a lot of times that we make the mistake of inserting someone here and we look to them for guidance. That person does not know you. That person does not know your partner. And you want them to advise you in a 1 hour session on what you should do with the rest of your life. That's not correct information. Now, what I will say is I have done the couples thing, is I've done the counseling. I've done individual counseling for myself based on some things in life um, with my mother transitioning. And I also had an experience at the job, what they would call a crisis situation. And so we went into counseling with that
mm,
because I didn't have the need for it, But what I did need, I found out my counselor knew about some professional things. So I brought in my my professional, my where my business ventures were going at the time, and had them counsel me on how to manage my business ventures. At the same time, though, I brought my partner in the meetings with me, so he would get that same information, and then we would take it and work with it together and build on my business ventures. So sometimes you use
Mm,
them as a tool to help as a stepping stone, but definitely don't
mm,
never take anybody's word as law on what you should be doing with your life. I think the best thing
yeah.
to do is to have knowledge of self in the degree to where
Mm,
you are available to be open enough to discuss and manage your relationship with your partner, just you and your partner. The more people you add into the situation, the worse it gets. Now, it may appear that the counselor is being helpful, but actually, I think what the counselor is doing is delaying the process of the success of the relationship, because you got to stop and listen to them. You take it back and y'all figure it out. And then y'all go back the next week and see the counselor, and then y'all stop and process what they said. The 6 days that you spent together, you should have been getting some things together to where you pass what the counselor has to say for an hour in a week on your relationship.
mm,
And that's my statement on that. Thank you.
mm. To add on, that is a phenomenal thing. People that are of higher frequency, I would only recommend for anything. I call it a love science. That's why I call it a love science, because you have to be very high vibrational. As far as that, like you were saying, Queen, whether it's monogamy or the poly thing, like you were saying, the individual has to. I was saying the word submit. They have to submit to the shadow work that needs to be done prior to whatever previous situation or relationship situation may come in the future. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when a
Mm-hmm.
person gets to you or whomever gets to whomever, it's like we're not doing a bunch of damage control. Like you were saying, we're not doing like a bunch of damage control. You know, instead of just starting out on our success. You know, a lot of people haven't gotten over their ex. And there's a lot of soul ties. That's what I'm saying about sex. It's a lot of sacred energy exchanges. That's it's still got a hold on a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? So I would definitely recommend some shadow work definitely before you even consider this, or if you already got all of that knocked out, which is really infinite for real. But if you at a high level of it, then of course I would only recommend this to people with knowledge of self and they have pure intentions and things of that nature, and they're going to have a
Mm-hmm.
version. You have a plan, you have an economic plan. Everybody's aware of what's going on. Do we celebrate holidays? Do we not? Are we doing a contractual agreement? You know, we got to come to the round table and break bread. We got to come to the round table, break bread. What's on and off? What's off limits? What's not? What's options? What's not? What are we doing? Sleep in the rain? Whatever's concerns. Just go ahead and get that out there. Now, if you're a couple, I'm gonna try to touch on the couples. If you're considering this, like I was saying, just make sure you're past the stage of menage a trois, or you just want a quick little something or some things of that nature, because there's a lot of couples out here like that, unfortunately. So they're in the menage a trois stage. They just want to have a little fun. But I would just recommend, please let your intentions be pure, because like you were saying, Queen,
Okay.
you're damaging a lot of different people as you go along. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would recommend to couples. Make sure you know your do's and don'ts, your wills and won'ts, your options was not. And I would recommend the queens be very accessible and available to make be opinionated in a constructive way in the picking and the choosing, I would say, or the
Right.
vibration, whatever. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
fellas, just get in where you fit in. Don't do too much. You see what I'm saying? Just get in where you fit in. Let the ladies kind of do it. They know what energy suits them and the kind of synchronicity. If it's a woman, okay, Because I'm just talking about polygyny. They know what matches them. Okay, so just kind of now, ladies, please get your man's opinion, in things that's constructive that he may be seeking, and whatever have you as well. But let her do it, fellas. You know what I'm saying? So then it will be less confusion as possible. Okay,
Okay.
y'all know your particular couple. If you a woman that is a sister wife, that's a sister wife. Y'all don't have relations with each other. You're just in a relationship together with that, what I'm saying, with that one king. Okay, but y'all don't have
Okay.
any sexual relations. Y'all are that's a sister wife. Okay, so if you're a couple, you're seeking a sister wife, then that's what that would be called. There's no sexual relation between the women. Okay, so a lot of women may be saying sister wife, but they might be confusing it. So just in case somebody wanted to get clear with that. So if you're looking for
Okay.
that, my bad, I apologize.
Right quick. Uh, from my, I'm speaking on behalf of me. Speaking of confusion between the women, can you go back? Can you discuss the women that are bisexual and are threatened by the women that are not? What was that you were saying? Can you touch on that now? Because
I
I was
say, well, sometimes most men's deepest desires is to have multiple women. Okay, so if a woman is deep down, most women know this. Okay, most of the time. Okay, most of the time, fellas. Come on now, I love you. I know. I ain't supposed to say that. I know. But most of the time, that's usually the case. Okay, so if you're coming into this type of realm, and the woman may not be bisexual or whatever, if the other feminine energy is, she may be threatened, like he's gonna like her more, because bop, different things may creep into the mental. You know what I mean? It may be some weird unfamiliarity. You see what I'm saying there? As far as that's what I was saying. As a couple, get everything out. You see what I'm saying? What if this woman is bisexual, baby? You know what I'm saying? You don't really rock with women. So what if, you know what I mean? I'm not saying we gonna get her. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but what if? Okay, so that way it's not nothing weird that's going on. Okay, and that's that. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Whatever. That's why I don't like to really talk about the sex part, because I like to get into the economics and the building part, nation building, like you were saying, population building, and things of that nature. But I know we gotta touch on the sacred energy exchange part, and that's what most people unfortunately get stuck at, because we don't see. I offer this. What has monogamy built for most people? What has monogamy brought in most people's lives, or where did they attach monogamy from? They usually attach it to either religion, and then judging by the stats, it's not really that successful. Then when you look at people around you in your different circles of familiarity, you kind of see, and it's not successful. So it's like, so it's kind of like, people still go at monogamy though, right? So when you see unsuccessful every now and again, it might just be a misfire, whatever. Okay, the person wasn't ready, like Queen was saying. Okay, but that's not an unsuccess. They're just a person that wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? They may come back
yeah
6 months later, see us down the road, or catch us on the book, or the wherever the hell it's at, and be like, damn, I ran into Queen. We be so surprised what happens when people leave us, whether it's a breakup or whatever that brings them back as a
hmm
result. You may have been okay. I'll give you an example. It's a lot of queens that, like you said, they were kind of in it, but they wasn't fully extracted out of the indoctrinations in different things within themselves and the other stuff. So yeah, they were misfires, but now they want to get back, now that they have gotten a lot of shadow work, a lot of disattachments from other people that was maybe probably in the matrix. Now they got a better thoroughness of themselves and stuff. So now it's like, okay, I got a couple of queens that's now they're like, okay, Now I'm ready. You feel what I'm saying? I really thought, like you said, they thought they was ready because it was something new, and it's nothing wrong with something new. You feel what I'm saying? And you gave it a shot. It just wasn't for you in that time. That's it. Okay. And I'm not mad, and I tell people, I know it gets discouraging. It's a lot of couples. I want to say this one more time, my bad, to add on to the couples. It's a lot of couples that are genuine and are seeking to cultivate queens and build great sisterhoods and great a nation building. I forgot the king name, but he has 5 wives. I'm not talking about Brother Polite, but it's another king. I forgot his name, but he has 5 wives. He always shares the live, and he was saying, I just wanted to share with people that you can actually do this in unity and unison and things of that nature. Most people are what's his name? Kevin Wesley. Most people are on the Kevin Wesley because that's kind of fresh. You know what I'm saying? So Kevin Wesley and his two, now that's the ultimate example. His queens don't have sexual relations with each other. You see what I'm saying? So that's a great example right there. You know what I mean?
Go. So I want to talk. I am going to address these last of my 9 reasons. My thoughts on why communities fail. They cannot build up. A community, to me, if you should have your own morgue and hospital, and not hospital healers. If you don't have that, you're not a real community in my definition of myself. So also you touched on different belief systems. So that's another issue too. And it ain't even about like religious beliefs. We talking about beliefs such as how you raise your children, which you touched on too. And one thing I touched on in the first part 1 was say the foundation couple, the man and the woman, they eat on a healthy path. Then you bring in a sister wife who eat McDonald's all the time, and her kids breaking out Little Caesars pizzas. That's a belief system, and it divides the household. So those are issues as well.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I love you for that. I love you for that. It's what we do.
And I also mentioned in that would be an issue for me because I eat, like right now I'm snacking on my apple. I'm about done. But we as a woman, and I'm different, but I'm not that different. I'm special. I'm not that special. When I started switching to eating like this, there was certain type scents I didn't smell anymore. There was less of a need for deodorants. I never was a perfume person, but there was less that I had to do. And there was less feedback in the smell sense regarding it. And I just feel better. I feel a certain type way. And if I, want to go get something that I used to eat, then I start feeling kind of yucky, and I might, where the day before I had a pattern of showering at 11 a.m. Now all of a sudden I got to shower at 6 a.m. I mean, it's just differences in that. So when you mix and bringing someone in on that McDonald's energy, that comes back to that would go back to the first wife. And we speaking about vibrations and energies. That's a bad vibration. That's a poor energy, and I wouldn't want any of that around me. If my children were in the house at the time, I would not want that around my children, because then y'all walking around with McDonald's on y'all breath, and we walking around with apples on ours. I mean, it's just like, how can we even communicate and come in a circle unless you go brush your teeth first? Don't even talk to me. You come in the door. Go straight from your McDonald's into the bathroom and handle your business. So I'm getting off that right quick. My next issue is feelings.
Queen. Can we just get on that real quick?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That is very vital. That is very vital. Eating habits, because that affects behavioral patterns. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
it affects smell, it affects different odors
Mm.
coming from the body. So
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Again, now being that I've been familiar with this polygyny thing, the first thing when women see, if they see me on a dating app or whatever, they'll say, "Well, I don't know about that vegan." So yeah, that then I'm like, "Well, baby, I don't think I can deal with you." You know what I'm saying? So that's what I
Okay.
mean. You just gotta have your just non-negotiables. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, that affects behavior, odor. It affects your grocery bill.
Yeah, it
It
affects
affects
the
everything.
household bill, period. Because that's more deodorant you gotta buy, more certain types soaps, deodorizing soaps you gotta buy. And they bodies probably
And
can't
meat
even handle natural soaps. Meat is expensive.
is high.
And most people eat meat. That's too much. That's too much food. That's too much cost just to live. And I'm not gonna get on the topic, but you eat to live, not live to eat. I'm gonna leave that
Mhm.
right there. I got
And that's
three
so
more.
important too, how to economics. My bad. I just wanted to add that in. That's so important how that trickled over to economics, by the way. Just that small thing right there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my fault. Oh, yeah, just that small thing right there. It trickled over to um just that one little discussion not being had. Now, damn, our grocery bill going from maybe 125, if that, to now it's about 300, $400. So now we already economically behind. So that's what I was saying. Now, when you were saying why would we combine household, now I look at other cultures. When we joke the Mexicans or different cultures, they combine households for a greater good. Maybe the BAP the block, maybe the BAP stores, however their system is. You see what I'm saying? So all I was saying was to just give an example. Combine. Why be paying two or three rents? We could figure out an economical plan. We put some money in the pot. We have financial goals we meet. We'll build up some capital. We'll study some investments, and then we'll go from there. You see what I'm saying? That's the best thing to do.
Right.
We're gonna put money in the pot. Okay, if I got okay right now, if I'm just paying 400 a month, whatever 500, because I'm like I said, the campgrounds are way cheaper. Okay, and then you paying 1,000. I'm like, okay, well, if you want to pay the 1,000, I mean, you see what I'm saying. But then you said I want to start a business. I'm like, okay, so get out of the $1,000 shit. You know what I'm saying, for like a year, and say, okay, look, we gonna cohabitate together. We're gonna combine households, whatever we want to call it, and then we're gonna have certain financial goals, and then now we're gonna have capital built, and then now we can go forward with whatever living arrangements, the building of houses, the carpet. I will hope you get in land, but the carpet of land, that way you could build multiple houses for all the queens if you want to. But it would be great to just start off just combining the finances, being a little disciplined. We're not paying multiple rents and car notes and just multiple stuff. You see what I mean? It's
Right.
like it's a lot of
And
money
then
going.
that Right, and then that
My bad.
causes confusion. That causes confusion because people caught in their feelings. They feel like they need this. They feel like they need that. And feelings are not fact, which means they are opinions. And opinions are a detriment to relationships a lot of times. So that's my number 7. Number 8, lack of knowledge of self. We discussed that, so I ain't going back into it. And number 9, most of us, we want to be them. We are not them. You want to stay in their standards. You want to watch their TV. You want to household. So that affects the community. So that's another reason you cannot build properly. With that being said, I am right now sharing. I'm doing a commercial break, acknowledging acknowledgments. So right now, acknowledging my humble brother Crumb, that we are on his platform, Branch of Knowledge on YouTube, and also on his Periscope account. And we have the master students here, so I appreciate all the master students here with us. And again, I appreciate Brother Crumb for having us on the platform and sharing this topic. We also have an event coming up. So Brother Crumb and I will be in Detroit, and that will be on March 21st, Sunday. We are discussing magic. We are discussing the umbrella of magic, and we will be in Detroit, the Motor City, and it will be Sunday, March 21st, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your tickets at crumtv.info//events. So all that information is here, and a few things to look forward to if you don't have your tickets yet. First of all, there are early bird tickets available, so go on the link and get your tickets. Also, we have virtual tickets for this event, so if you can't make it, you can view it from the comfort of your environment and join us through that method as well. And of course, if you don't get the early bird tickets, you gotta pay more for your ticket if you come later with your ticket purchase. Now, some things we're going to be we are having a ceremonial opening there. You'll see it, you'll appreciate it. I plan to go live just to share to give you the energy. Speaking of energies and vibrations, give you the energy of, because this is going to happen outside of the venue, of and help promote the energy of us entering the venue, and then what everyone will see when they enter. I promise you, people are going to be excited. There's going to be a lot of feedback on what they see and the atmosphere. A few tips for those of you who don't know yet the dress code. And Brother Crumb going to put a dress code out there, but I am going to suggest that you be comfortable. We are going to be taking part in some activities, some events, and I would like for everybody to be able to participate when you come to this event. So, for example, if you can't raise your leg in a comfortable manner, and ain't everybody can't see all your business when you raise your leg, I suggest you check your outfit. If you want to be a part of the overall event, we got some things going on. So your little sexy, cute dresses might not help you participate unless you plan to show everybody your business. I'm not looking your direction. Just in case you change your mind and want to share some news, I ain't with you, honey. Tight clothes. You might want to bend over for some things going on, and we don't need people ripping clothes. We got a lot of supplies we're bringing to the event, and needle and thread is not on the list. We don't have, as far as I know, seamstresses in them on hand. We will have refreshments during the lecture, and after the lecture, we have a menu. So we have entree, side items, we have desserts, we have beverage. So it comes with the ticket purchase. It's not a separate price. So you come, be prepared to possibly eat, depends on you. We are sending out the menu option ahead of time to ticket holders, so you can let us know what you want. We make sure we have enough on hand, so we don't just make food and people show up and ain't enough for everybody. So you got, like, I think we got 4 entree items, about 5 side items, and 2 dessert options, and 4 beverage options. And it's BYOB. All right, y'all. So show up, be ready to be involved. It's going to be highly interactive. And I'll see you all here at this event that I'm speaking about Sunday, March 21st in Detroit with my humble brother Crumb, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your tickets at crumtv.info/events. I appreciate your time for my commercial break. All right. Now let's switch gears. I want to switch gears right now.
Just a little bit. On a little bit with the business as well. I do life coaching, relationship coaching, spiritual coaching, also, and I have my Cosmic Mind TV platform, and I have my Cosmic Mind soap products and hygiene products, all natural products. I do I could do different designs on sweaters and shirts and things of that nature. So I do the materials as far as the clothing and the heat press machines. And so if you want to talk or vent, or if you just need someone to talk to, that's another thing. Please, let's not suffer in silence. I get it. I know we have egos. I know this is a little bit off topic, and I know it's like, oh, who is this person? But if it's ever a time I have consultations and things of that nature is affordable, And then I appreciate you, and we appreciate each other. Thank you, Queen.
Gratitude.
Oh,
Gratitude. Oh.
Niguez sneakers. Y'all can go through Crumb if you wanted to lock in with Niguez sneakers, the melanated owned footwear company, by the way.
All right. By the way, very good. I appreciate you sharing that because we need to support each other. So I'm glad you brought it out there. Many times I have to go and pull out people's gifts and talents because I'm like, I know you got one. I know you got one. So I appreciate you putting it out there. It's less work I got to do because I'm coming to see what you got. Now, I want to talk about, we about to talk about a few alternatives to the mainstream norm of polygamy and different perspectives on the origination of polygamy and outlooks. So first, there is the view that this whole thing is patriarchal and it's actually switched to the matriarch view. In this society, from what I have observed, there's a lot of attention on the man. What the man's doing sexually, who the man's cheating with, what the man's doing, and we're gonna talk about this too. Can the man be the breadwinner? Why the woman can't be the breadwinner? We're gonna talk about some things. So with that being said, and the roles are switched, the women are the focus. The women have already come together and formed communities. They insert the man here for in a time where we no longer self-create to be able to bring forth our offspring. Mm-hmm. How about the man also is the protector? So the women don't go out and make contracts and attend meetings. The man goes. And so the women come together because they started this community. They inserted the man. They already know how they want to be represented. Since you spoke about representation, false faces, the women know how they want their community to be represented. They put that energy into the man and they groom him to be able to display to the world how the women want to be represented. He goes out into the world for the women. They stay in the community and handle the foundation of the community, the children, and the ability to be able to continue through generational communities, their type of community. So how about, of course, when you send someone out to represent you, you want them to look well. So you dress them, you groom them, you shave them up, you get them cleaned up. He's supposed to look great. He's supposed to be representing. And so when the man approaches these contracts or these other leaders in communities, they already know when he show up based on how he's groomed, what type community. And even depending if it's a tribe, they already know what tribe he represents. He ain't even got to say nothing. And a lot of times that affects the decision making at the table. Oh no, we can't even present this to him because they not having it over there. We need to go to plan B, pull that out, because all them other people before him and a few coming after him, they can take A. But this community that he represents ain't taking plan A. We got to go in the vault and get plan B for them. So how about we looking at it the wrong way? We've allowed this patriarchal system to flip what is known, and we've lost what is known. And the community is the woman. The man is precious. He is treasured because he's the speaker for the group. He represents. But that's just my viewpoint on that. In the world of, I know a lot of what we know is flipped. It's in reverse. And what I see so far is, yes, the man is the focus. When there are the lives, like you talked about, some of the people go live and they have their wives on there. In the comments, I was seeing where they say, oh, you gonna let the wives talk? Why the wives don't ever get to talk? Why the what? Maybe because, for one, the man is sent forth to speak and represent their community. And also for two, maybe it's because that's the way the patriarchal system has it set up. If it was set in a matriarchal manner, then the women would be the speakers. And there wouldn't, then the question would be, why y'all don't let him speak? I mean, either way it go, the way some of y'all are, you're going to have something to criticize. It don't matter which way the system's set up. That's what I got to say on that. What's your views, comments on that, Ryan?
That whole breakdown sound phenomenal. That sound like an example of I know people feel a certain way towards him, but it sounds like a brother polite situation. He was with his first wife at 12 or 13. Of course, they were children then, but they grew up together. And then you know how she and they explained it. He wasn't working at the time, and I don't know if she owned a business or was it a book, some sort of bookstore, and she challenged him to learn. She challenged him to read. She challenged him to, you know, to get that knowledge of self and better himself mentally. It's now he's a well-known author as far as some of his books, and a lot of people taking his financial courses and things of that nature. We see the finished product. I really dug deep into his situation, and I dug deep into finding the women as well, the queens as well. So how his developed, it sounds just like the thing, just like what you your soliloquy just right there. It sounds like his situation. Now, how they came on their first first wife to be, they were in the bookstore. The first wife or the wife said, go talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to the woman that was in the store. So he went and talked to her, and the lady was like, isn't that your woman? Isn't that your wife? He was like, well, she sent me over there. She sent me over here. So then they just broke bread from there. So like I was saying earlier, you're right, Queen. If you have a queen that has, like you said, high vibrational, such as yourself and others, whatever level they're on, that is great. Allow the women to kind of guide it. You feel what I'm saying? Excuse me. If they have any unfamiliarity, that's high unfamiliarity, they'll come to the king. You know what I'm saying? That they'll come to the masculine energy or things of that nature most times. You see what I'm saying? But most of the time, just let the ladies do it. Kind of let them guide it. If they got it under control, like you said, Queen, most queens, pretty much most, know what the queens know what they want. Other low vibrational women, I don't know. But yes, queens do know what they want. So if you do have a queen, a woman of royalty, or a melanin woman of royalty, and she has that mindset, mentality, things of that nature, definitely let her, just let her lead the dance a little bit. And then the times that y'all need to kind of switch power within your salsa dance, you'll know. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Just kind of let the woman guide it.
Okay. And then one more perspective we're gonna discuss. I'd like for you to discuss is before we leave is there is this thought that there are people who are against polygamy. So let's look at it. It don't matter what point of view. So against polygamy, it's wrong. I'm not doing it. That's nasty. Y'all out y'all's mind. All that stuff people say against polygamy. Why they not doing it? Why it's just so terrible. I've heard somewhere along the line that if you have been over your lifetime with more than one person, you already in a polygamy relationship. So if you got more than one baby daddy, you got more than one baby mama. If you done had 100 sex partners, that's polygamy. So the only person I would see, if that's the case, the only comments that I could take seriously on that's nasty, what y'all doing, what y'all talking about, would be the person who's only had one partner their entire lifetime. Can we talk about that?
Now, which side? The ones that say or the one that had one partner for a lifetime?
Well, I don't know many people got one partner for a lifetime. So let's talk about the people that say
Okay.
because they is a majority. They is a majority. Let's talk about the
Okay, now for the majority, I gotta apologize, y'all. I gotta step on a little feet, unfortunately, y'all. Like you said, Queen, unfortunately, we have a high level of denial. Now you have different tiers. You have women that may say, I know what he's doing as long as I don't catch him. Or you might have some women say, well, go find you another woman. It's a lot of different shit that goes on. But a lot of people know, even in church, these pastors and stuff getting exposed. Y'all know we know what's going on. I just wish people would embrace what it is really. That's all. It's nothing wrong with wanting more than one mate, but just organize it. That's all I'm asking. Now, the people that's saying, oh, just it's better to not be in denial. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying the more you just do your due diligence. Find out what kind of fits you. Do your shadow work. Why am I feeling so resentful towards this relationship style or whatever opportunity? What's my deeper issue? What's my deeper rooted issue with it? You know, is it just the word of it? Is it just the thought of it? And then I question with queens, women, and things of that nature, feminine energy. Is it the thought of working with another woman in whatever proximity? Is it that bad? Is it that much of a bad thing? So, you know, it's a lot of, it makes you really kind of look at self. You know what I mean? It's, you know, am I a team player? Am I really, you know, do I really want a sisterhood like that? I mean, do I really care about my sister like that? Things of that nature. Do I, what is really going on with me behind the scenes when the live is off Instagram, the streams, the like, what am I really feeling inside? You feel what I'm saying? Am I overwhelmed? We got to look at the queens and the women and things of nature that get trafficked, and I'm talking about the ones also suffering with depression, suicide. Why though? What's happening? Do you see what I'm like what's happening here? So my thing, a lot of times with me, it's a gift and a curse. You know, my heart be going out, and then sometimes, like you say, a lot of them don't be really ready, and it's more so for the elevation. You know, as a king, my I guess goal or job or whatever is to unlock what's already gifts in you. It may be similar to mine, it may be similar to what I'm doing, it may be similar to the business I'm doing, but my first, of course, the protection. But what I'm saying is, my first protection should be your mind, your spirit, your soul, and then your body. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's like an elevator of protection, a elevator of coverage. You see what I'm saying? My thing is to get your gifts, queen, or about to be queen, aspiring, in transition. My thing is to bring the better you out of you, because I'm already doing it in me. You feel me? No matter what queen I've been with, they've never had to work. Whether they was ready for entrepreneurship or not. Whether they fucked up the opportunity or not, that's a whole different thing. But they never had to work. Now, they wanted to work, that's cool. But like I say, that's a whole nother thing as far as the economics, time and labor, your gifts and your skills, energy, going out, things of that nature. That's what this world or this dimension is ran by families, fam. All of these people that we, whoever, Boule, whoever, they families, fam. Let's just come on with the simplicity. They families that link up. I don't know what the fucked up shit. We get it. You feel me? But they no matter what it is, it's families behind the scenes that have a fucking mission and agenda, and they're running this shit. As far as the physical plane, I get it's a spiritual war. I get all of that. I get it. Okay. But we gotta overstand and start looking at, damn, it's not just this one guy we yelling out, or I don't like to give them too much energy, so I don't like to say their names. But these Caucasoid or Europeans, whoever that we're yelling out, we're giving them too much motherfucking energy. But at the same time, they're families. I can't be mad at them. Walmart and Walgreens, that's a family. I know we look at it as a store, but they're a family. So I look
Yeah.
at the done in a constructive way. I look at this as a power move for royal families if it's the right participants, if it's the right mentality, if you're open for shadow work. We all had to stumble down the road of spirituality, and we had people on that road get us to the next level. But we had to be open to get to the next level. You feel what I'm saying? We
Right.
can't say
Yep.
I want to heal, and then we use healing as a reason to be stagnant. Like I want to heal, but then I'm scared of the unfamiliarity of healing. I'm actually scared of the road that, or the things that I'm gonna face down the road of healing. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm using, yes, I'm healing, but it's taking me so long. That's why you see a lot of people doing things so long. Now, yes, I do believe energetically. A lot of people, just like with you, Queen, you're a higher being. You drop in different people's lives for a goddamn divine fucking reason. Now, whether they know you the God, you're the deity that they be looking for in the physical form or not, that's on them. Whether they make right other opportunity, that's on them. A lot of us are the physical manifestations of whoever the fuck level you on. Jesus, Yahweh, Boo Boo, Rah Rah, Ray Ray, or everybody. Okay? Okay? We are the physical manifestation. It's a lot of us around here. And we're dropping in a lot of people lap. And of course, you got to be open to that healing. You got to be submitting to yourself. I need a guidance. You feel me? Like if you don't submit to yourself, then definitely probably not for you. You feel me? Polygamy, polygyny, whatever, polyandry, polyamory, nothing done as a team. You can bring in anything of European indoctrinated, of any type of indoctrination. There can't be jealousy. You got to be a team player. You got to be a little selfless. You got to be one of the see the best in your sister and see her do better and not compete. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
The king has to be have knowledge of self and want to see his queens thrive and pull out, be able to guide them to the gifts within them and to cultivate it out. You see what I'm saying? No money can do that. Yeah, sometimes okay,
Right.
I can send you to a class. Yeah, okay, let's just say I'll take that back. Money can do it if I send you to a class. Okay. But what I'm saying is basically my job as a king, I feel like, is to cultivate what's within my queens of feminine energy, whether it's my auntie, my niece, my queens, that's my lovers, or my companions, whatever. Okay. That's what I feel like when I meet any queen I come into contact with, any feminine energy. Now, if you already at a high level, that's great. I'll meet you up top then. You feel me? So that's my biggest thing. Now, again, yes, we did touch on it earlier. Yes, it is men or masculine energies. Yes, when you have a lot of people doing some shit or attempting something, it's gonna be some fucked up people. Yes, absolutely. You know, we gotta factor that in. Yes, unfortunately. You see what I'm saying? This is not like an exclusive thing. Like Queen say, this is ancient stuff. But now in the this whatever this is, this realm, this dimension we're in this space and moment. I don't want to say time, but this space and moment, it seemed like it's like a new rush, like a new, what I'm saying, as well as being promiscuous. A lot of the music is pushing be promiscuous, throw your yanni out, throw your yanni out. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different
You
polarities
know
if you
what?
look at it. My bad. I apologize.
You good? Yeah, there are a lot of polarities, and one things I didn't mention, I said I would, that the Yanni that you're talking about, in the event that we have coming up in Detroit, we are one of the main topics is Yanni magic.
Mm,
That's one of the
mm,
main. That's the
mm.
that's one of the main. A good deal of the
Go
presentation
in,
will
go
be
in,
based
go
on
in. I
that.
ain't even gonna go in. I ain't even gonna go in. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just say stay tuned. And right quick, we're gonna end this live. in a few moments. We need to reschedule because this is a series. I am a student. I am here learning, and I'm going to be bringing on people to share through their experiences to give us more perspectives and more ideas on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for you to share with us all what it is you want us to know before we leave today until we see you next time. Part 3.
And y'all look, just please, I did on my YouTube page, Spiritual Coaching with Rain. I did a thing embracing your polygamous nature, polygynist, polygamist, polyandrous, whatever nature. Okay, we see a lot of things that's been accepted, unfortunately. Let you know that the same sex marriage, some states you can marry your fucking animal. It's a lot of shit going on, okay? Literally, it's in a law where you can goddamn marry your fucking animal, okay? So I'm just saying, y'all, polygyny or polygamy or poly is really not something new at all. It's not that bad if you do your due diligence, please, and just study a little bit and don't just study one version. If you can, when they have events in the summer, or reach out to different people that's already in the love science or the love style, just reach out to them, kind of get some, touch bases and kind of get more familiarity. Um, and just kind of really, really look into it, do your due diligence about it. Excuse me, and the more you get familiar with it, the more comfortable you'll be, and then the better experience it'll be just overall. You know what I'm saying? Just overall, no matter what you're open to or not open to, whatever it is, it'll just be an overall better experience when it's not like fear based or some deep fear, rooted fear, or things, or unfamiliarity, just unfamiliarity. You see what I'm saying? So just please do your due diligence. Please embrace your polygamous nature in a healthy, constructive, divine, spiritual way. Nation build is great for economics. It's great for group economics. It's great for nation building. It's great for the sisterhood. It's great for a lot of things. You see what I'm saying? So please embrace your poly nature. Do your studying. It's okay. It's all right. It's something that's unfamiliar. I get it. It's something new. Okay, you feel what I'm saying? That's all right. So now just get the familiarity so we won't have the same thing something we have in monogamy with the drama, the unreadiness, the unfamiliarity. Just get your familiarity, get your shadow work in, no matter what. But definitely, if you thinking about going into this as a couple or a single person, definitely get your shadow work in. Definitely examine your spirit. Are you there? Are you ready? You see what I'm saying? Really know yourself. That's what coming back to knowing yourself is. And if you know yourself, you will never say you're ready for something that you're really not anyway. But sometimes, it's a little tricky. So I love you. Peace and love. Royal night, royal evening, royal afternoon, wherever it is you are. Peace to Crumb TV. I appreciate the opportunity. Peace to the Queen. I love you. And then, like I said, y'all, just do your due diligence. It's okay. It is okay. It's been happening. It's been going on. It's all right. And just like other things, Queen, if we can, I would love to do a show on the trafficking, the pedophilia, a lot of other stuff that's been going on, but we been turning a blind eye on a lot of stuff. So this is another thing that's been going on. Okay, let's embrace it. Let's do it constructive, and let's just move on from there. So we won't keep the courtrooms filled. We won't keep the jails filled. We just won't keep a lot of the stuff that's filled for no reason. Okay, I love y'all. Peace and love. Namaste.
Gratitude. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you sharing your time, your energy, and yourself with us all. And I appreciate everyone in the comment sections. It's been a great experience today. And it's helped actually relieve and calm me through my knowledge of this topic. It's a relaxing moment. So I appreciate the atmosphere overall. And so let's see. If you'd like to contact me, again, I am Joy Allen of the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty. Here is my contact information. And or you can email me as well at mkdtnt@gmail.com. I appreciate everyone being here. The comments are coming in, so I'm glad you all thought that this was was worth the time that has been put in towards the thoughts of bringing this topic to the platform. And I am, of course, and because we're on my Humble Brother Crow's platform, I'm going to say, I'm going to leave you all the same way I came to you, in peace.